Welcome back to my channel, mothers. Um, it's been a minute, so I'm super excited to be back over here on this channel. Before we get into your messages, um, I just want to chat with you guys for a second, um, and just kind of like tap in and just get a feel for the energy. So if I pause or I have a moment of reflection, that's just me tuning in with the energy. Okay. So the purpose of this channel is ultimately for mothers, which means many of you on this channel are with child or with children or will be with children or child. And motherhood is a very sacred and special journey, which is why I made this channel. I've been feeling called to come back to this channel lately. This is an area of my life as I am a mother with children that I resonate deeply with. I created this channel. It was on my spirit to create this channel because mothers deserve love too. True love, that is. Many of us have found each other and we resonate with each other either through being divorced, single, okay, or kind of scorned in some type of way, shape, form, or fashion by love. But this goes deeper than the direct person you may have children with. This goes back to ancestors before us, women before us, patterns that we share in common, not only in this life, but also in past lives. And the foresight that may not have been afforded to us or passed down to us. Maybe we felt ill-equipped by our mothers or fathers as to how to read between the lines, how to know, how to discern, how to choose, okay? And it feels like we were out of the discussion, like we were out of the loop, and some type of narrative was projected or conditioned where we weren't raised to be perceived as the prize. So, yes, you could be a mother and you could have been raised to see yourself as a prize. But for majority on this channel, you have grown up. We all, for majority on this channel, we have all grown up to be self-sacrificing, okay? To put our children first. And that's with any mother. Once you become a mother, you realize that it's no longer about you. You become very aware that there's aspects, you instantly become aware that there's aspects of your relationship with your mother and your relationship with your father that you have to heal and introspect on in order for you to give your children the absolute best. And that's kind of the crossroads that many of us will continue to cross and reach, not just one time, but it's continuously in every stage of our child's development. We come to a crossroad where we can remember, or we're recalling from our memories how that may have been something that we ran from, that may have been something that we were not taking heed to, or we couldn't see that happening for us. So I say all this to say that there are a lot of secrets. There are a lot of things that we weren't allowed to spend time with. Some of us had to grow up very fast, hyper independent. Many of us on this side of the border I'll say this side of the collective, we would have had to put our dolls down, put our toys down, and mature very fast. Nonetheless, regardless, right? And whether that be to marry really young, whether that be to take care of a household, to tend to everyone else's needs and put ourselves on the back burner. That is a tale as old as time, and it only makes it that much more complex when you add children into the mix. So having that free time to sit with our gifts, to connect with the divine, to really be channels and messengers. That's what we are. That's what the mother is. The nurturer, to be able to sit and be still and not have to worry or be in survival mode and know that you're taken care of, know that you're provided for. So it seems like there has been a narrative or an agenda to make sure that we're too sad to hear the great mother, to make sure that we are taking care of so many people that we don't have time to attract. We don't have time to sit with our gifts. And this may be the very thing that prevents us from being able to see so far ahead, is because you have to have enough time not to worry. You can't hear or receive if you're in a constant state of survival or worry. So no matter where you're starting on your journey, if you resonate with anything that I just said, then this channel is definitely going to be beneficial to you. I hope that whatever messages do come out, my intention is to bring awareness through the readings, bring clarity through the readings, as uncomfortable as it may be, or as uncomfortable or comfortable that it may be. I have absolutely no control over it, but I do feel like there is some type of emotional blockage that is somehow connected to all of this. And the truth is, I'm going to say we, because I am a mother too. We have been lied to. We have been tricked. We have been manipulated. And in so many ways, we have been cut off from the very gift and power that we possess as women. And our most powerful asset will always be our attraction. I'm not talking about our looks. I'm not talking about our clothes or the shallow aspect of ourselves. I am talking about our ability to receive. Okay? When you are in a state of attraction, you receive. And just like a receiver, you receive messages, you receive clarity, you receive knowledge, you receive so much, which can make other people, especially masculine energy, feel very jealous, because it's something that you would have to teach them how to do, but you were born to do this. So the only way masculine energy, male dominant society or patriarchal societies can do this is by learning from you, watching you, observing you. So for those of you that you're like, I was born like this. I already knew that I'm supposed to receive. I already knew my power. I was so attractive. Then that means you would have attracted someone that portrayed themselves as being a lover to you, saw that you are in receiver goddess energy, and they would have wanted to trap you with a child or get you pregnant, take on your personality trait, and then masquerade as if they are you. That is, some people call it warlock energy. You aren't crazy if you came across and you know that if this person didn't knock you up, or if this person didn't marry you, or if this person didn't take you off the market, you would be so further ahead or whatever. If you guys have any of those types of sentiments when it comes with your journey, you aren't crazy. That is your intuition letting you know that the objective was always to disconnect you from yourself, to disconnect you from your most powerful ability, and that is being a receiver, being attractive. Okay. So let's see, what have you attracted in the past? In the past, you attracted a lot of past life relationships. You have known each other before, deja vu type of connections. What are you currently attracting? We have artist in reverse. I'm going to say yourself. You are currently attracting yourself. And what are you expected to attract in the future towards you? Let go of control issues. Allow the situation to unfold naturally. Honeymoon phase in reverse. Okay. So what this tells me is right now what you are attracting is your gift. Right now, every choice that you make is setting you up for your future. There's a calling. There's a gift. There is some type of artistic activity, something that you do with your hands that is very good. Right now, it feels as if it isn't, for some of you, from the vast majority of you, whatever gift, talent, skill that you have, you aren't a master of it yet. Okay? Some of you guys are not in the position where you are able to fully retire yourself, which means you are still in worker energy. And this happens with seasons. Sometimes we be in worker energy where we're just doing things and we don't really get to feel the enjoyment of it because we have to take care of our responsibilities. Some of you guys are still in 9-to-5 jobs and you have to work to make ends meet. So you're still in survival mode. You're still high in your masculine energy. The art of persuasion, the art of seduction, the art of your talents, your gifts, and your abilities are meant to benefit you, not just in your career, but in your everyday life. It's also meant to create a path of ease for you. It is a part of your divinity and it's a part of your Empress energy. Okay. Now with this showing up in reverse, what's required of you to attract the numbers, the supporters, the following, the income tax bracket, the money? Something is blocking you from being able to tap into that. And it is getting you, person, place, or thing, job. Could be a place that you go to for work that just drains you. Could be a person that you're involved with that just drains you. Something handles you and you are not handling it. Okay. And so the desire to get back in that creator energy, the desire to get back into that magnetism is kind of turned off or dialed down a little bit. I don't know the reason why. You may be waiting until you return back home. You may be waiting until you get off work. You may be waiting until you move out of a house. You have your own place, your own space, far, far, far away from someone specifically. There's something where you feel as if you cannot allow something to grow until you are away from somebody. And with let go of control issues here, allow the situation to unfold naturally. You see how this person is sitting over here, and then you have the woman and the child sitting over here. And they're in the same space, but the angels are dividing them. The angel is creating a wedge. What this is telling me is some type of gift, purpose, skill, or talent that you are supposed to possess, that you possess, it's already here for you. You're actually meant to bring this into fruition in the environment that you don't want to do it in. Something is meant to be like a rose growing out of concrete. Your current environment right now is like concrete. You are the rose, but you won't allow it to break ground inside of you because you're afraid that if you show it or if you let it out in this work environment with this person around in this home, it could be a family, it doesn't matter where it is. Just open your mind. That it will be destroyed or that it will be attacked or that it will be kind of like plucked prematurely, and you're afraid of how you may react, how you may feel provoked. And so you don't want to let this thing that's so beautiful be destroyed. Some of you guys, the gift that you have, the talent that you have may be just simply being a mother. And you may be trying to preserve the innocence of your child. Your greatest life work may be simply just helping your child develop. And if your child is gifted or if your child is special, you may not want that to be highlighted because you feel like you're protecting the child from a predator, or you're protecting the child from someone that may attack that innocence that you are protecting. So you are knee deep in protector energy right now. And what is these two cards? We have High Priestess and Speaker in reverse. So it's like you are using this time to go within, to meditate, and you're watching your mouth, you're letting your words be few, and you are picking your battles, but you're fighting whatever demons that may be associated with a person, place, or thing. You don't want to provoke them, and so they essentially delay you and slow you down from you being able to attract, keeping you overworked and overburdened, because they don't want. It's like the moment you become attractive or the moment that you prioritize yourself, they act out. They have tantrums. Now, of course, be very careful, because I don't know if you guys are dealing with any like BV or something, or is it called DV, domestic violence? So of course, only you know the demon to the extent that you're dealing with. But with all these angels in the middle, there is a wedge that's being drawn for whatever reason. But separate from that, you have to know you and your children are protected. And it may look like this person may act out of character in front of the child. And if many of you are protecting the image of this person for the sake of the child, you are doing exactly what your ancestors did to you, hiding and concealing. Your foremothers did to you, hiding and concealing the truth about a monster to protect their image. It's borderline Stockholm syndrome. That child needs to be able to use their gift as well, male or female, boy or girl. They need to be able to see the giant that can rear its ugly head before them, so they can discern and decipher the truth and rightly divide character. Unfortunately, well, let me not say unfortunately, in this situation, the very person that may be the monster may be your parent. Okay, it could be the in-law, it could be the in-law, the mother, the father, it could be the person you confide in. There's some type of role of responsibility that you would least expect it from, and that person is behaving in their worst behavior. And the child has to be able to discern and decipher right from wrong, not by concealing the darkness and only wanting them to see the light, but for them to see the truth. So when they become of age, they can make an informed decision. Just the same way as you wish that you could have made an informed decision had you known better. You would have done better. The only way to know better is to see the reality. Now, of course, these are coming up, because we're talking about attraction. If you want your, make it very plain. If you want your daughters to choose better, it will take strength, but you turn your attraction on. You remain attractive. That's your confidence, right? And somewhere in it, if your daughter becomes older and she's able to take anything from the situation, it will be that even in the face of a giant, my mother remained as David. Even in the face of a lion, my mother remained as, is it David in the lion? No. Who was in the lion's den? Something about the lion's den. Even when you're thrown into a situation where the situation is expected to devour you, those lions will be put to rest. Those demons will be laid to rest. That person that's being an author, that's playing that's playing the narrative, the narrated role of your oppressor, the narrated role of your handler, the narrated role of whatever role they're playing. Even when you're in those situations, those angels are going to protect you and the baby. It's when you turn a blind eye and you do not act and you fold in the face of a giant, in the face of a lion, where the real lesson taught to that child is that you fold. The real lesson becomes, I don't know what it looks like to be courageous anymore. I don't know what that other side of that looks like because I've only seen the side where you fold. There's something along those lines happening here. And yes, attraction brings about attention. And the attention comes with negative and positive. But even the negative will work for you rather than against you. So we're talking about outer strength. So there's so many job opportunities. There's so many projects. There's so many, so much things that you wanted to do and bring into fruition, and saying that you haven't done it because this past life connection or job has not made you feel like you are good enough. So you repress yourself and you tell yourself that it's not going to work, or you tell yourself that you won't get in, or it won't be successful, or you just don't ever open the mail, or you don't ever go after it. That's what this past connection, then you walk away feeling like, damn, I just let my whole life pass me by. And meanwhile, this person being in your environment or around you was like toxic. It was like poison. Let's say you didn't go to school and you shacked up with this person instead. Hell, they could swap destinies with you. Straight up. I don't know what it was for you, but what it was for me specifically, I had my whole life planned out. When I met my past life soulmate, my karmic soulmate, he didn't even want to go to school. He wanted to go to the army. But when his mom realized that I had it all figured out, she wanted him to be connected to me, because using him to siphon my dreams and my ambitions was going to make something of her child that was lost. So I don't know what your situation was for you, but I turned down many opportunities, whether it was education, whether it was modeling gigs, whether it was not artists, but clientele when I used to be a makeup artist. I turned down a lot of opportunities because me going would make him feel as if I was going to go talk to someone else. Me doing the things that I loved made him feel neglected. He needed me to be his mother. And his mother pushed and invested in that connection indirectly to assure that we got closer and closer and closer together. And so my life was the sacrifice for her child. You know how they say, get your son with a good woman and he will do good in life, or they tell a man to get with a good woman and his life will be better, because they siphon your attraction, they siphon your energy. So even when it came to anyone that sent me a message, he read it first. Anyone that wanted to talk to me, even if I told him that was an opportunity or this was what I was going to do, he would then still hack into my computer, hack into my emails, read it, and gather his own interpretation, and then guilt trip me for it and dissect whatever I responded. If it sounded like I smiled when I responded, he would say, you like that person. If I walked and you like shake someone's hand, you give them eye contact and you smile. If I look the person in the eye, if I smile, he swore up and down I was trying to fuck that person. So again, I'm sharing all of this not because I'm a victim, but because I've been there. I've been there. I know the subtle ways. I know the subtle cues. I know how it's implied, but never necessarily. In some situations, it's implied, but never necessarily accused. I know how the supporting family plays a role in rearing you and pushing you down a particular path. I know how hard it is to walk away and still feel like you have ties to those things. So you ain't crazy. And I also know what it felt like to be attractive and to be selfish and prioritize myself, and the attitude and the behavior and the punishment that not only I endured, but to this day, my children endure. Their father will only see him out of his own mouth. He will only see them if I give up full custody. And that is not to hurt. It has nothing to do with me, but it's to create a wound inside of my children that makes them feel like, why are they paying for their mother's choices? And that's the direct message that he tries to send. And so I don't hide text messages, no matter how crazy he gets, no matter what he says. His biggest reason why he pushes his children away has nothing to do with us going through things. It has everything to do with him feeling as if his children see him for who he really is. Okay? Or his multiple personalities. That's his biggest problem. That he can't mind fuck them, that he can't manipulate them, that he can't roam in their psyche and wreak havoc. That if he's displaying a certain personality trait, I no longer have to say shit. They'll call it out themselves. What does it have to do with you, though? And he hates that. And so he hits them with you're just like your mother. So bringing them down, yes, there was moments where we're still in therapy. We still have to go. You understand? They still have to go, and they still have to find their own way. And there's times where they want, hey, I want to try talking to my father. I will reach out on their behalf. They want to talk to their grandparents. I will reach out on their behalf. I'll put it on speaker. Their grandparents will say, sure, give them my number. And their way of saying give them my number is they want my child to reach out to them. Or they'll say, yeah, what's their number? And they'll never call. Or when the youngest child, they'll play on the youngest child and make it seem like they, just out the blue, one random holiday, they want to give to the youngest child, but never communicate to the oldest. That's playing in their energy. So, in being in my power, and understanding that this is my creation, right? The universe is my creation, but the children do not belong to me. They belong to the creator from which they derive. So I'm a guide, but I do not control and withhold the truth. So if our journey is to experience certain things, I do not withhold the truth of that. I will not withhold my role that I play in that truth or another person's role and so forth and so on. But the idea to keep that away from them, absolutely. I was taught that. My ex-husband's mother taught me that you hide, you conceal it, you don't reveal it, and you pretend to the child and you give them rainbows and lollipops. Meanwhile, you suck the poison out of it and you give them just the candy. But a part of the medicine is the lesson. What gift do they develop from that? What purpose do they develop from that? And that's kind of like what I'm seeing here. We have solitude. So I feel like that's what you are attracting right now. Like you're fine by yourself, but even if you aren't with this person wants you. This energy, I'm gonna call it an energy, wants you to reject your skills, reject your potential, to be caught up in reading the book versus living the book. Do you see what I'm saying? There's something here about I'm fine, I'm at peace, I'm not bothering. Yeah, you're fine as long as you're not attracting things towards you that benefits your life. Yeah, they leave you alone. If you're contemplating if you should like take someone to court, maybe, I don't know, this may be like with all is fair in reverse, let go of control issues. This is there's Spirit is trying to tell me something. If you are not handling them, they are handling you. Let go of control issues. So your control issue may be to keep something separate to keep it safe. Conceal it. Or does someone leave you alone as long as you don't? Someone here is like bluffing. With all is fair, they don't want, because you see here, law of attraction. You get what you give. Let go of control issues. So it's pretty much saying that these behaviors are warranting legality, accountability. But your desire to control the situation and play fair with somebody is blocking not only them, but yourself. Because all is not fair energetically, so it will not be fair in the manifestation of it. You're rewarding someone in areas of their life and getting denied for support. You're getting denied from certain different things like that because this person has created this pretend fictitious reality where if you mind your business, they mind their business, y'all are fine. But this seems like the part of the justice in this situation is for you also to show what are the consequences for some type of behavior. And if you're playing out the story, when someone doesn't treat you fair, it's like they're saying you're teaching them when someone doesn't treat you fair, you let them get away with it. and you just ride it out and wait it out until maybe a child is older, or maybe you're kind of like, you no longer have to deal with this person or coexist with this person. That's your control. And this person feels like they know you, and they know that you don't want to scuffle or you don't want to tussle. And so their objective is to say, oh, I did the bare minimum, and because I didn't want to deal with maybe the mother, I didn't want to deal with the mother, or I didn't want to deal with this situation, I just let time play out. And though it's not fair, that was my way of allowing the mother to be in control. So though you may not agree with the system or how things play out, when things are not fair, holding someone accountable to the fullest extent of society's law, because someone is definitely holding you accountable to the fullest extent in so many ways, and they don't have a right to do that, especially if they are blocking you energetically. So doing these tactics passive aggressively is just as offensive as doing it in the physical. Okay? That's what spirit is saying. So it will also create an energetic imbalance where you're unable to manifest new love into your life. You know what I'm saying? You're unable to, on one end, you're unable to give your child a healthy bond, and on the other end, this person is is able to block you from new love and new prospects, which is fucked up, you know, where you're never able to get past the honeymoon phase. And then on top of that, this person is getting you to drain or exert your youth. Next thing you know, by the time those kids are grown, what are you going to be, 50, and you're just now living your life? So they got to not only steal the beginning, but they got to steal some more. All because they restricted you from your very God-given gift, which is the ability to receive. False person. Adjudication in reverse. Yeah, adjudication in reverse. Adjudication in reverse. You don't want to be bothered right now. But your next lover that comes in, that's exactly what they're going to tell you. You need to hold this person accountable. Don't let this person get away with that. They're not going to play about that. And if that's something that you haven't come to terms with, that person's going to feel like you're still in love with your ex. And you're like, well, I did it because they're safe or they're better off away from this person. They're going to say, then that means that you're afraid of that person. Who the fuck are they? That's what your new person is going to say. The new person that you attract is going to tell you that you did that. Yeah, because they're going to be mature. They're not, I don't care about none of that. You ain't the first person in the world to be divorced, separated, whatever, or have to co-parent. So why does this person get to masquerade and do whatever the fuck they want, and they can't handle their responsibilities? If they never had a father in their life, whatever excuse you came up with them, you're not their mother, and it's your new person is going to tell you that you must hold this person accountable. Well, they didn't have a father. They didn't have a. They're gonna say, I don't care. Are you their father? Are you their mother? Well, I'm the mature father they never had. Let me teach them a fucking lesson, since everybody too scared to say that shit. Okay. Peace. The peace and solitude that you believe you have is comforts to a fool. This person is playing in your face. They're playing in your energy. And this new person won't stand for it. And so you will be faced with this person is saying, either you go let go of those control issues, that you have around controlling what this person, to what extent this person gets to be involved is out of your hands. You have to trust that the same angels that guided you away from this person will also be there to make sure that in the proceedings of adjudication of whatever situation, that it will go in your favor. You have nothing to hide. Because the energy, you know what I'm saying? If you're concerned that, maybe you're concerned about the government and the system being in your business when it comes to your occupation or your work, kind of attacking you in that way, this person being able to try to do that. With coffin in reverse, they won't be able to do anything. Because some of you guys, this is the birth of a new business or something that you got and it's still growing. That rose or that flower is still growing. Others of you guys, it's like you can't stop working. You can't stop overworking because you have to provide for a child. This is not what you expected. This is not what you were told. But nonetheless, the consequences for this person coming into your life and derailing it in whatever way, they have to pay the piper. And right now, your control issues and trying to control the 3D reality is making you forget where your most powerful source comes from. And it's in the 5D. It's in your ability to receive. And the manifestation is always your baby, not the other way around. They tricked you into thinking your manifestation was in the outcome. Your gift is in the outcome. No, your gift is in the attraction. Because it's only the best for you. I'm hearing far too long have you set aside and allowed someone to get away with something. Energetically blocking you from... This maybe was preventing your true love from coming through. Because they can't. Your attraction is not illuminated in the 5D. So we have fence in reverse. One thing's for certain, this person made you feel like if you separated from them or you went another direction, you wouldn't have their protection. It wouldn't be... They told you this. You won't have my protection. I won't help you with nothing. Even if you tried to stay in that connection, they still did not protect. They still created the house divided. They still created distance in the home. If you weren't being obedient or something like that. We have home gym in reverse. This is your breakthrough. Your breakthrough is adjudication. Justice and retribution ain't gonna come in until you file papers. For some of y'all, it's a divorce. For others of you, it's adjudication, as in child support. Is adjudication, as in something that is held to the full extent of the law, until you are allowing the handler to be handled accordingly. And then we have seasoning in reverse. Yeah. The truth is, with seasoning here, you cannot get this reward. You cannot attract this reward You cannot attract good things until you have handled the very thing that you are kind of just keeping in a stalemate or doing nothing about. Can't just flush away the chaos. You need healthier interactions. And it seems like you've already been through the storm. You've been taking a break. And it's time for you to fight. Get back in the ring. Social media, pain in reverse. Some of you guys, you don't want to post this on social media. You don't want it to come. This ex knows that you don't want, they feel like you don't want anyone to know just how bad things was, the truth behind whatever happened between you and this person in closed doors. So as long as they feel like, oh, until the day you are exposing it on social media and you're holding them accountable with judicial law, you ain't over them. It's sending them a direct message that you're still afraid, that you're still protecting. You were protecting their image by default, trying to protect your own. So let's see the outcome. Where's the potential outcome with this energy? Yo, you got 3 cards talking about justice. Straight like this. You got 3 cards talking about it. And the Ace of Swords again in reverse. Hold on. All right. So let's see the outcome. With the Ace of Swords in reverse, this makes me feel like this person will lie. Okay? This person will lie. They will pretend like they don't know why this is happening to them. They also will accuse you of trying to ruin them. You're just mad because they don't want to be with you. This person has been conjuring up this narrative for a minute, and they are waiting for you to do it. This is a tyrant accusing you of being a tyrant. This is someone manipulating a play and accusing you of being a manipulator. Okay? They want to be perceived publicly like they are not playing any games, that they are just living their life and you're just jealous because they don't want to be with you. And they want to accuse you of doing this to block their blessings and stop their money and X, Y, and Z. You have been a blessing in this person's life. All this green energy here lets me know that you have, like I said, lost opportunities with the Six of Pentacles in reverse. They've given you breadcrumbs. They've been stingy towards you. You've been overly generous to this person for many, many years. They've had more than one opportunity to do the right thing. 9 of Swords energy. And all they ever gave you? Sleepless nights, worry, anxiety. Worried about how you're going to pay for this. Worried about how you're going to do that. X, Y, and Z. In this situation, it's their turn in this lifetime for them to wear the shoe if it fits. You got justice here. Upright. That's not a coincidence. Okay? And this is someone mediating the situation and kind of saying like, okay, you're over there, this is how much you have, that's how much you have, this is what needs to be taken care of, this is what needs to be provided for. And look, with the Knight of Pentacles, you will be able to wake up, have your routine, enjoy your life, indulge, and not have to worry, and you're going to attract and you're going to receive. This person, it is a part of their karma to take care of you and those children, whether they want to or not. Judgment is pretty much saying that it looks like I don't see you telling this person that you filed papers for divorce. I don't see you telling this person, hell, you may be eating a slice of pizza when they finally get subpoenaed. But what it's saying is that you know that you owe this person no explanation. You've given them ample time to do the right thing. You've even played it their way. The time of playing it their way is over. Okay. Then we have the King of Pentacles, which tells me that you're going to be, it's almost like this person has enough funds and resources where you're just able to just be. Spousal support. Yeah. It's giving me spousal support. It's giving, you also having enough funds to be able to put your children in different activities where you don't even need a man. You're not supposed to have to need a man when someone plots on your ovaries and they procreate with you. Whether they like you or not, it's their duty, it's their obligation, it's their honor. And I do see this person kind of trying to get back with you. Okay? Trying to abuse their power to make you unsuccessful in some type of way. I see you being like, I don't really need a relationship. You're really in this energy where you don't really care for a relationship with the Emperor in reverse. Everyone has had their opportunity, and it's like when you are no longer looking and you have let go of control issues and you are closing a blind eye to another person's tantrum. They may even do things like try to, with the Six of Wands, this is like preying on your downfall, trying to do the reverse. So it's like a person that was siphoning your energy, you begin to ignore them in the highest degree. Their tantrums, their behavior, you owe them no explanation. You don't even respond to their calls, they text messages. You have this person blocked. Many of you have this person on restraining orders, and they will come unhinged. And when they look back on their life, maybe not now, maybe not later, they're gonna know, they're gonna really wrestle with the reality that the reason why they are unsuccessful is because they try to abuse their power. Period. And that's the only time this person is going to come in with their tail between their legs. And when they come in with their tail in between their legs, it is only to put it back the way things were. The person is not going to love you. They're not going to change. They're not going to treat you how they should have treated you when they had it. They lost that opportunity. And so I see multiple people feeling like a failure. Because they're mad. They're mad that even though y'all are not in a physical relationship or y'all not together, they have to fucking take care of you forever. And they regret the day that they bred you. They regret the day that they plotted on your ovaries. They regret the day that they tried to manifest off of you. Straight up. And it's meant to stay that way for the rest of this lifetime. That's the karma. That's your retribution. And that's what they don't want you to know. That's it. That's all. Until next time. I love you, mothers. I'm going to try to come on here more often. So definitely let's chop it up in the comment section. These are real life conversations that we should be having. Okay. Until next time. Bye.